When I look at you, Ahmed, when I think of you, I dance like nobody's business. You bring out the best in me. I fall, you catch me, you fall, I got you. Together we're stronger. You bring out the best in me. You light up my world, you spin me around with your smile. I drink in your spirit and soul beyond measure. Wouldn't be the same if I didn't have you here.
Hey guys, welcome.
You open the door.
Come on
Now I
in.
believe in love again. Bring out
Bring
the
out the
best
best
in
in
me.
me.
Bring out the best in me. You
Hey guys, welcome to your Wednesday quick fix. You see, we shaking it up a little bit. We doing we doing a new thing, right? It's 2023. And we are going to be focused. Where the Heart of a Woman Lies, a Taste and Touch series, really kind of loving it. And it's really about who I am. And I wanted to just, before we get into where we're going, for those who are new to me and for those who know me, just recapping, right? I have been focused in on women and loving on women for as long as I can remember. I have always felt a call in my heart, in my life, to deal with, to talk with women, to share with women, to build up women, to teach us that we are not victims, but that we are victorious, that we have so much that we bring to the table, and that we can be excited about us. That has always been the call. So some of you know from way back, I mean, late 1990s, starting out with a newsletter and then going to a magazine, and then we went from the magazine, then we went to an online magazine. And I'm learning, as you ladies will, as you go through your journey, is that you're constantly having to reinvent yourself. And so I just want we were doing things in my backyard, and we were having spa retreats with women, and women were coming, and we were dealing with women issues, and we had praise and worship and a speaker and a catered breakfast, and all these things. Some of the women came up to me and said at the holiday bazaar, Miss Angela, when are we going to start redoing those things? And you know what? It's time now to reconvene. And so I wanted to begin my journey with you guys with doing quick fix, 15 minutes. I've had people who said to me, Angela, I thought it was going to be longer than 15 minutes. We'll grow it, but I don't want to wear people out. And I want you to be interested enough to want more. So if we start with giving you a few nuggets, then we can take it and grow, and we can do some things by utilizing the quick fix. But like now, we're going to be putting together an event and we're looking for a venue, whether it's going to be my backyard or some other place. But I want to have a visioning session with all of us to come together and talk about, but from a relationship standpoint. And I want you to understand, relationships really encompass everything about you. So it is spiritual, it is personal, and it is professional, because whoever comes into your life, they've got to embrace all of you. But of those of you who know me, you know that I am very, very, very strongly committed to asking us to first be introspective, right? The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, right? So we're a found thing. So while you're in the process of being found, what are you doing with yourself? Because when you're found, you're done. It isn't that you are a work in progress. It says when he finds that wife, and then we start looking at what does that mean? But I wanted us to be able to say, what is it about me? I always talk about my niece. She's been around me so much. that I tend to use her as an example. When I took in my niece, she was 10 and a half years old. And so during the journey, the process, there were things that I thought it was important to instill in my niece. And so it became more her resume, though. What is she bringing to the table? If my niece had a desire to be a housewife and a mother of children, what did that mean? And let me tell you something. I think that is the most admirable thing for a woman to want. We've kicked that under the curb, but to be that, to be crafting and molding the next generation is so invaluable. But I shared with my niece that she's got to have a resume that supports that, because if you're looking for the male to go out and work and bring the money and all that, what does he get in return? So I always talk about your personal resume. What are you bringing to the table? So when you're looking at the importance, it is important for us to be whole. If you're not whole, what can anybody do with half of a person, right? You've got to first be whole with yourself. You've got to love yourself. Side note, funny thing. So yesterday, so those of you know me, I've had weight issues all my life from elementary school on. I've had moments of high moments, low moments. I've been bullied. I've been through the whole genre. I've been teased. I've been pushed to the side, folks not wanting to deal with you, all of those things. Hey, sissy, I see you, cat lady. And I had to deal with all of those things. And yesterday I had to go out. And I don't know what it was. I didn't have on makeup, maybe a little bit of lipstick. My hair was pulled back just like this. I had on some leggings and a sweater, but you couldn't tell me that I wasn't fine as wine. I was laughing, calling my friends, saying I felt just so beautiful yesterday. And you know what? My energy was different. People were talking to me, and I'm talking about the male persuasion, kind of laughing, it was just noticeable. And that's what being whole is, being confident, loving who you are in who you are, loving the moment, right? Loving the moment of your time, loving the now, not the past, not necessarily the future, but your now. So who are you? That's kind of the first thing on your vision board that you need to do for yourself. Who are you? Right? What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your desires? What are your aspirations? This is huge, you guys, because you've got to know who you are and what you want and all of that. So whoever comes into your life, you can share and be who you are. And do they embrace that? Can they embrace that? Do they support that? We're in relationships a lot of times way too long. We know off the back, this is not working. We're so busy trying to change things, but identify who you are, and what are your non-negotiables? What are some of the things that you just draw the line in the sand, and do you hold to that? What are your values? What do you hold true? Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to spend time with somebody who's got the same thing, at least can go down the same path, can be the appreciative, non-negotiable. I laugh and talk about my dog. And I never really wanted a dog. When I got my niece, she wanted a dog. That's how I ended up having a dog. And then I ended up owning the dog because she only really liked the idea of the dog, but not the dog. And then she became jealous of the dog. So anyway, I've had dogs now in my life for 17 years. And it's a non-negotiable for somebody to say, I don't like dogs. Well, we're not going to get along. It's not, and it's, that's a non-negotiable for me. I'm not saying that they have to love the dog, right? Love dogs. But if you love me, if you care about me, you're going to care about those things that I care about. But you may have some other non-negotiables. Religion. If they're not a Christian, that may be a drawn line. If they are a Christian, that may be a drawn line. You have to decide. Let me say this. I don't want to ever say that your non-negotiables are right or wrong, because they are yours. They are your truths. Just simply own those truths, right? What do you bring to the table? My niece couldn't really cook. And I had shared with my niece when I was watching her, I said, it's not important that you cook every day for your husband, or that person that you would like to spend the rest of your life with. But at least know how to cook some things, every now and then let him be able to come home because you could cook a nice meal. My mother told me, don't do something that you don't plan on doing the rest of the time. So for instance, if breakfast in bed is not something you could see doing every day or every single weekend and da da da, now you're tired. Now he's expecting it. So my mom said, do it occasionally. Those are some of the things that we look at, is that, what do you bring to the table? Side note, my niece is now an amazing cook. She can throw down like nobody's business, so I taught her. So I love how she took it on herself. I didn't keep pushing it, but we have to be able to plant the seeds, lady. We have to be able to plant the seeds in our daughters. We have to be able to plant the seeds in our sons. Those important things, those respectful things. I remember her boyfriend that she is seeing, that when he came over first time to meet me, and he's from the South, and it was just so interesting. He took off his hat. That's just not something you see on the Western side of the hemisphere as much. And I thought, how cute was that? So what do you bring to the table? Are you frugal? Are you a spendthrift? Are you compassionate? Are you caring? Do you listen? What does he get out of? So when you start talking about what you're looking for, are you making it comparable for at least for him to see, wow, this is what I'm getting? For her to see, if the gentlemen are listening, for her to see, what is it that she's getting? She can cook, she can keep house, she's frugal, knows how to be attentive, knows how to be supportive. Are you compromising? Are you non-compromising? If I like chick flicks, let's just say at the end of the day, he doesn't, but because he cares enough about me, he'll go and see them sometimes. Flip the script, same for me. I'm going to watch what he wants. So you know what? So it's relative. So everything is a give and take. What is it that you are bringing to him? Are you a listener? Are you paying attention? I love thoughtful people. I love people who listen, so that when you give a gift, that person falls so much more in love with you, because they're like, wow, she really listened. He really listened. He heard, they heard me, and they catered to me. So those are the things that we are looking at in the course of the time. And I want to just challenge us to be able to say, I know when I was married. Yep, I was married at one time. And when I got upset with my husband and I was doing the laundry, I washed his clothes and my clothes. And it shocked him a little bit, and it shocked him. And I laugh a little bit at it, because he was like, he was used to, if you were mad, you were punitive. Well, that's not a part of the process either. And are you punitive? And if you are punitive, make that known, right? And then to ask yourself, how valuable or invaluable is that? What is it that his takeaway is it? Because if you're punitive, then he becomes punitive. So it's a give and take, y'all. It's a give and take. So relationships aren't difficult if you can be your authentic self and own your moments, own you, own everything about you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I say that with love, because I'm not saying Angela Harris is perfect or any of us are perfect. There's some things that I need to be able to work on. So we want to be able to drill down. So when you are talking about, it's 2023, y'all, and I know some of you are already in a relationship, we're going to parcel everything out. We're going to get to a point where we're talking about, what if I'm in one and now what? What if I'm getting out of one and now what? There are so many levels of where we're at. But the beauty of it is that if I'm whole, wherever I find myself, I can be content, because I know that God brings out the best in me. I am the best in me. And that whoever gets me is so blessed to have me. So tune in next Wednesday, y'all, when we're going to continue to flip the script and talk about us. Talk about us as women. Talk about what we bring to the table. We need to walk away authentically saying, I am a good thing, and whoever gets me is extremely blessed. See you guys on the other side next Wednesday. We'll continue the conversation.
Told me that it wouldn't last, given the stories of my past, but I still say this life is but a dream. It's but a dream. I am the one you spin me around with your smile. I'll drink in your spirit and soul be your measure. Would it be the same if I didn't have you? Oh, God. When I walk, I need no earth. In you, I found my rebirth. I can face the world, 'cause you bring out the best in me.